Hello and welcome to Scenario 6 of this podcast series. In this podcast, I'm planning to change the format slightly because the AKT is made up of a number of direct and application questions. Now, the direct questions are fairly straightforward and they often just require some fact recall. So an example of this would be, which of the following medications cause lung fibrosis? And then they'll provide you with 6 medications in a stem and you have to select one of them. Now, these are often the questions that are really easy to prepare for because a lot of the question banks actually replicate this format. But a more challenging question would be to show you a spirometry result which indicates a restrictive pattern and then ask you what the likely medication is in that scenario to cause those spirometry results. So then you need to know how to interpret the spirometry results, but then you also need to know which medications cause restrictive changes. So in order to prepare for such questions during my revision, I created a number of side effect lists for common patterns. So this was things like drugs causing hepatitis, drugs causing pancreatitis, drugs exacerbating psoriasis, etc. Now, if you're using our AKT course, you should be able to access this in point 9 of our course. I have a PDF which covers the list that I put together. Now, on the note of lung fibrosis, let's just cover some of the medications that can cause lung fibrosis. And please feel free to pause at this point and have a think about some of the common drugs yourself. So my list includes bleomycin, methotrexate, nitrofurantoin, amiodarone, and an illicit drug like heroin. I hope you found this podcast series helpful. This podcast is hosted by wellmedic.co.uk. We help GP trainees pass the AKT.